Now, most people may have seen the film Brassed Off and then maybe not thought too much about it. But to the thousands of people up and down the country who are involved in brass bands, this is really serious business. And indeed, it's a very exciting pastime, as we discovered when we went along to meet Nelson Brass Band.
Right, well, it's actually the North West Area Brass Band Championships of Great Britain. The qualifying rounds are normally called the areas, and they usually take place at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. Our band is in the 4th section, Nelson are in the 4th section, and we actually came 4th out of 23 bands that took part, and we narrowly missed a place in the finals. If we had come in the top 3, then we would have qualified for the national finals, which is at Harrogate in September.
But coming 4th was actually quite a good achievement considering where the band's come from in recent years, I believe.
It was amazing. We've actually been to the areas with hardly any band at all. We haven't even had a full complement. And this year we actually had a lady who normally helps us on trombone was playing cornet, and also our second baritone's mum, young Ben, his mum got roped in. She's actually a flautist, and she ended up playing timpani, the big drums at the back, at the very last minute, as in 2 weeks before the contest, and did very well and got a mention as well on the remarks. So.
Excellent. I think it's probably fair to say that brass bands have got a bit of a reputation for being sort of old-fashioned and that sort of thing among the general public. What do you think about that?
I think I suppose they can be. It's difficult really because everybody has their own view. The majority of people would say that perhaps they are old-fashioned, but they've obviously not been to a recent band concert, because a brass band can actually play anything from a hymn tune to Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously provided it's arranged for brass band. And hopefully Sue Perkins, I don't know whether you saw the programme on BBC Two, perhaps she's highlighted that fact, because we have moved on and we aren't in the dark ages, and we're coming back with a vengeance.
So obviously you'd like to see more younger people getting involved with brass bands.
Well, this is where there was a problem, as far as I'm aware, in that I actually started at the age of 6, and I was taught by a peripatetic music teacher who was actually a specialist music teacher who will go into schools and teach brass. And obviously there were a lot of young people coming forward. Unfortunately, they didn't do this. They stopped doing that service, and there weren't quite as many coming through, obviously, because they weren't being taught. And apparently they are bringing it back, and hopefully with it more younger members who will carry on this tradition.
Right, okay. So are you still looking for members?
At the moment, yes. We need a timpanist, a soprano cornet player, and I think at the moment that's about it. I can remember not that long ago having to find half a band just so that we could do a band job, because we didn't have a full band. So you're talking about 10, 12 players to help us out so that we could do the job. So now it's going to make my life an awful lot easier because I'll only have to find a couple, hopefully.
Now, Nelson Brass Band will be competing along with dozens and dozens of other brass bands from all the way around the Northwest at the Area Championships at Blackpool's Winter Gardens on Sunday the 27th of February. Now, we'll be running a special preview programme during February following Nelson Brass Band as they prepare for this very important competition. So keep on listening and checking the websites and Facebook for details of that programme.